Hi, welcome to my video on the area of a square. Area of a square. Well, we know that a square is a quadrilateral with 4 sides equal and 4 right angles. So let's see if we can derive the formula for a square. This is a rectangle which has length and a width, length and a width. The area of a rectangle is A equals LW. But we know that a square is a rectangle because a square has 4 right angles and a rectangle has 4 right angles. So we can convert the rectangle formula to an area formula because in a square, this is an S, an S, an S, an S. So that means that if the length can be replaced by S, and the width can be replaced by S, and S times S is S squared. So the formula for a rectangle is length times width. The formula for a square is just, it could be, if you wish, length times width, which could be, the 2 sides multiplied together, but most people write the area of a square as S squared. These are formulas you have to learn. So let's practice the formula. Let's practice the formula of a square. A equals S squared. Length times width. The length and width are the same, so it's an S squared. Find the area of each square. We have a square that I'm telling you it's a square, so we know that automatically there's 4 sides equal and 4 right angles. The side is a 4 meters, so the area is A equals S squared. So that's 4 being squared. 4 times 4 is 16. And that gives us 4 times 4 is 16. And we're dealing with meters, so it's meters squared. And the side of this square is 1 3/4. So the area is S squared. So it's 1 3/4 squared. 1 3/4. I could do a 7/4. I could do 1.75 and square it. And when I do square that on a calculator, I'll get 4 and 1/16. Or I could make it 7/4 and square it, which is 49/16, which is 4 and 1/16. And 1/16 as a decimal. Well, if we convert that out, 1 division 16 as a decimal is 4.0625. So both of these, 4 and 1/16 is the same as 4.60625, and it's square yards. So you can have a fraction or a decimal. Find the area of each square. Well, the side is 5. So the area is S squared. I better make my 5 look like a 5, not an S. 5 times 5 is 25. So that's 25 and centimeters squared. And this square got a side of 2.3. So A equals S squared. So it's 2.3 squared, and 2.3 times 2.3 on a calculator gives me 5.29, and I have feet, and it's squared. Let's continue with a square. Find the area. Now we have some problems that we can practice. Practice means pause the video and work out these answers. You can do one at a time, pause it, work one problem out, see if you got the right answer, then pause it again, put a second one, and so on. A square has a perimeter of 24, find its area. So a perimeter of a square is equal to P is equal to 4S. So if the perimeter is 24, fill in 24 for P and divide both sides by 4, and we get S is 6. So that's 6 millimeters. So we know the area formula for a square is S squared. So we get 6 being squared. 6 sixes are 36. and the unit is millimeters, so it's millimeters mm squared. Again, we could have SQ mm if we want, either or. Number 2, a rectangle has a dimension of 4 inches and 9 inches. If a square has the same area as the rectangle, find the length of each side of the square. Well, we have a rectangle that has those dimensions, so a rectangle is length times width. So the length is 9, the width is 4. That gives us 36 for the area of a square, so it's inches squared. So if the area of the rectangle is 36, and the square has the same area, so a square is s squared for the formula. The area of the square and the rectangle is the same, so the square is 36. And in this case, we have to do the square root. What number squared gives you 36? Well, that number is the same as the square root of 36. So s is 6. So the answer for the side of the square is 6 inches. Again, find the area of the rectangle and then plug it in 36 here and do the square root, because 6 sixes makes 36. Number 3, the area of a square is 81. Find the length of his side and find his perimeter. If a square got an area of 81, the square formula is s squared. The area is 81, so fill 81 in place of area. And if 81 equals s squared, then s is the square root of 81. So s is equal to 9. So that's 9 centimeters. So the length of the side of the square is 9. So s is 9 centimeters. That's A done. And B, we want to find his perimeter. The formula for perimeter is 4s. And so the side is 9. So 4 9s makes 36. So it's 36. So the perimeter of a square is 36 because all sides are the same. So it's 4 times the length of one side. Number 4, we have looks like a rectangle here. 4 angles are right angles. And we got a length of 7 and a width of 3. If a square has an area which is double the area of the math, which is this rectangle, plus its length, find the length of the side of the square. So when we say double area plus the length, we mean numerically. So the square has an area double the area of the rectangle. So let's get the area of the rectangle of length times width, which is 7 times 3. So the area of the rectangle is 21. And it says that the square is double the area of the rectangle plus the length. So if we take the square is double the area of the rectangle plus the length, and the length is 7. Remember, this is numerically because the area is square and the length is just a straight unit of, in this case, miles. The area is square miles and the length is miles, but we're adding the numerical numbers, not the units. It's 41 plus 7 because we had to multiply before we add. That gives us 49. So if the area of a square is s squared and the area is 49, 49 equals s squared, put 49 in place of area, s equals the square root of 49, so that means s is 7. So the length or the side of the square is 7. So the answer is 7 miles is the side of the square. That takes us to working out problems and working out the area of a square, and we're to the end. So if you like my video, click the like button. If you're not a subscriber, click the subscribe button. Click the notification bell, because there's many more videos coming. And write a comment on my video if you're a subscriber. And visit my math website at mathfullyexplained.com to find information on me, my videos, and the content that I'm going to have on my YouTube channel. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.